I didn't tell them at the start. I told them that I'm visiting my friend's house to go to other countries.
Did your parents watch YouTube?
No! Hey, it's me again, Joy. This is my couch surfer.
Jiu
Jiu from Hong Kong.
I used Couchsurfing in last year when I went to Netherlands for exchange study. That time I would like to go to more countries, so I found in Google what is the cheapest way for living in when you are traveling, and I find Couchsurfing.
How was your experience?
So far, all of my 4 hosts is very good hosts. Some of them will bring me around the city and to some place that only local knows. I tried to stay with a Netherlands couple hosts with 1.5 weeks. And they let me go freely to what I want and then come back to have dinner with them and then chat together. That time their friend gave them like small boats and they said they want to use these small boats to travel around the world. And then their first boat trip is with me. This is my first boat trip too.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And then they let you stay for more than 1 week.
They have 2 very cute dogs. I play with them and then we will walk with the dog, with my host and the dog. And I have asked them why they host me for so long time. And they just said they want to help me. They said hosting another culture of surfer and they can like traveling around the world.
Did you experience any interesting thing?
I think the most interesting one is that my first couchsurfing experience is with a man in South Portico. We are camping together for 3 days.
Did he mention he would host you in a tent?
Yeah, because I make a public trip and then he find me and said you interested in like camping together. I saw his reference that he hosts many surfers to have camping together. I think he seems like a good host from his reference because his reference is quite long. I think it's trustable. The camping experience is the most comfortable one. He prepared a lot of things like some towel for me, some shampoo for me, and then I think he's so caring.
You are staying with a man in a tent. It's a very tiny space.
His tent is quite big, like for 5 to 6 people. It's quite comfortable.
Yeah, I think because you are from Hong Kong, you're used to the very small place. Any bad experience in couchsurfing?
Sometimes maybe you and the host will not talk so well. You don't have like the common interest or common topic, so maybe we'll be silent for some time.
Sometimes the energy just didn't match. I was quite happy to be hosted by a retired couple in Australia because when they retired, there was a wife. That means she would cook for you. Yeah, I was so happy. But of course, I always offer myself to cook at least 1 meal for them.
Usually couple, you can have communication with both of them and then you can meet 2 friends, 2 different people.
Yeah.
One more chance to have 2 different communication.
If I go to a host place, probably I would maybe just focus on one person and they can only just focus on me, just have all the attention. I think some tips you just mentioned before you see the host, you really need to see the reference. Your host offering you a tent, he has so many references.
Yeah, you need to use wisely to look at the reference and then you can get higher chance to have a good host. Second tip is that you don't have so high expectation before you visiting a host. Like we just mentioned, you may meet someone with bad energy. So if you have high expectation, you will get disappointed and then you will have bad energy too.
Couchsurfing is free. Just for people to connect, to know different people and culture.
Yeah.
So it's not a hotel. You really don't expect in a 4-star, 5-star.
One of my hosts write his profile said he is nudist. He said he just will do as his bedroom. I won't disturb him and then he won't disturb me. At night, he will just wear the underwear. But I think it's okay for me because we don't have close interaction.
I also had that experience. I had only a quick look. So I just missed that part. And then when I met him, I'm a very chilled person. I like to be naked in my house. I'm a nudist. I think only one time he was reading a book and then covered himself with a kind of a fabric, like the Buddhist one. He was sitting the leg like this, and then I kind of saw his eggs. Before you go to a host place, you really need to know the arrangement. Your host did tell you he would host you in a tent, right?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I had an experience. My host didn't have enough blanket for me. She didn't know. She actually didn't have enough blanket because at that night she hosted another 2 persons. So when I arrived, she just realized, sorry, I don't have more. Luckily, I just covered myself with my very, very strong, very good quality jacket and a thin fleece blanket. They don't have enough linen or blankets. They just stayed in their profile. You need to bring your own sleeping bag, your own towel. You are from Hong Kong. What's the cultural shock when you visited another country?
They said let's hang out together for a day. My friends are like from European country, they're like just sitting in a cafe and drink beer or drink coffee for a whole day. But I think Hong Kong people is like they need an activity to do to go out. Maybe they will say today we will go to Cheung Chau, today we will go to play basketball. They will have an activity. European people is more open-minded. Maybe I go solo trip or couch surfing, some extreme sport. Hong Kong people will think you are crazy, you don't protect yourself, you don't love your body, etc. But European guy will listen to you and then, oh, go for it and like this. And then express themselves, but not just judging you with their own perspective. They will want to know more about what is couch surfing.
When I told my friends about couch surfing, they always say, it's so dangerous, how can you stay in a stranger's place?
No, you can't stay with a guy you don't know. The first time I hear couch surfing, I also think, oh, it's craziest way to do this. Like after half year I stay in European country, my mind is like more as different opinion from different other people. I think you can't like just stuck in your own opinion.
The people I met were from couch surfing. They are all open-minded. I am not pretty sure if people outside of couch surfing in Europe, would they be so open-minded as well? I was in Croatia, Slovenia. The host told me the people there are quite conservative. Zadar in Croatia city is a very small city. It's a very touristic city. When I was walking with my host, he's a local Croatian. He said, did you notice a lot of people are looking at us? They are not used to seeing a local with a foreigner. It's very interesting you request me because at least for me, I never request to people in Hong Kong. Yeah, Sam, why do you want to do this?
Because I'm now like doing travel content accounts, and then last year I start couch surfing this travel style. When I share to my friend with my good experience, 80% of my friends all said, you'd never do this again, like it's dangerous. So I want to show people that Hong Kong also have people doing the host of couch surfing. It's a common way or it's a good way to travel. So I want to visit different hosts, have a talk with them and then make a story to show my viewers that not really motivate them to try this, but maybe change their mind that this is a good way too.
You're from Hong Kong. I know the parents in Asia, at least in Hong Kong or Taiwan, Korea, Japan, China, they are quite traditional, conservative.
My parents are classic Asian parents. For a girl, you're supposed to can't too close boys or male, and you need to protect yourself so you can't do dangerous things like extreme sports. Solo trip is very dangerous because you are a girl. You walk on a city that you didn't go before. It's very dangerous for them. I didn't tell them and start. I told them that I'm visiting my friend's house to go to other countries.
Did your parents watch YouTube?
In my that travel content account, I share my couch surfing experience, and I discovered they are like a little bit angry in their facial expression, like this. In the video, maybe they can feel that I really get a good experience or I have a different thoughts after I go with this man or meeting with this host. They start to change a little bit. Although they said you can't try this anymore, I maybe bring a new concept to them too.
Thank you for your sharing. I hope you will enjoy your couch surfing experience more. Ta-da! Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
If you like my video, please give me a like. And then you can comment below. Share with your friends.
And the other one was a surf instructor, so he actually taught me to surf in Hawaii. He got very physical and he tried to rape me. So yeah. Kind of get to the door and just open the door, screaming, and like my neighbors like open the door and they're like, you okay?